Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. Hope you've had a great weekend. Here in the U.S. it was a holiday weekend. Thursday was our Thanksgiving and the official start to the holiday shopping season, so I hope everybody had a great time. I know I had a nice weekend. Give just a second for folks to find us, and while we do that, I'm going to remind you that I really appreciate it when you like and you share my videos. If you do share my video, please comment shared in the video comments, and you might get a chance to win the project I'm working on tonight. Last week I made this great all occasion card. I love the sentiment, "You are perfectly unique." And Ann Johnson won this. So Ann, I'll be getting this card out to you very shortly. If you're watching me on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel and click the little bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started tonight. I have a project for you that's got some bling to it. It's a great little box and I hope you like it. So hang tight, I'm good. There we go. There we go. Okay, welcome everybody. I have this great little box for you tonight. I think it's so cute and it's really, really easy to make. So let's go ahead and get started. Oops, let me leave it in the view. I started out, the base of it is the largest die from the Scalloped Contours dies. Now, if you want to order any of these products I'm using tonight, you can just go to denisewillstampinup.net, and when you're placing your order, it'll ask for a host code. Put that in there and you'll be sure you'll be shopping with me. So that is the base, so to speak, of our box. Okay, I have a piece, and this is thick whisper white. I have a piece of thick whisper white that's 5.5, or I'm sorry, it's 3.5 by 5, and that's going to make the sides of our box. And we will get to the other items as we go along, as we use those. Okay, so we're going to start out with this. Let me get my trimmer. We are going to use the scoring blade. That's the light brown one. I always double check. And if you look here, you're going to count in. This is the piece that I cut from the contour die, Scallop Contours dies. You're going to count in 5 scallops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right there is where we're going to put our first score line to make our box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Perfect. And then we're going to do that the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that leaves 2. That's absolutely right. Okay, and we're going to go just like that. Beautiful. Okay, you can't see it, but there are 2 score lines there. Now we're going to take the 3.5 by 5 inch thick whisper white, and we're going to go score at 7/8 of an inch on all sides. So if I was doing a lot of these, I'd put a piece of washi tape on here so I didn't have to, you know, be sure I'm in the right spot. But that's 1/2, that's 3/4, and that makes that 7/8 right there. And I think these would be great, 1/2, 3/4. If you, for your Christmas dinner, if you had company coming, you could make, they could be place setting markers, 3/4 place markers. You know what I'm talking about. Like for Thanksgiving, I made those little turkeys using the penguins. 1/2, 3/4, and 7/8. There we go. Okay. So it's hard to see, but I have lines 7/8 of an inch from all sides. I'm going to notch out these pieces right here, so that when I assemble my box, it'll make it a little bit easier to put it together. It won't fit so tight. I mean, you don't have to do this, but sometimes then you're off by just a little bit, and this just gives you a little bit of wiggle room when you're assembling. So let me take those off of there. So, and that's what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going to use my bone folder, and I am going to make sure that I burnish all of these folds. If you cut it before you burnish, you just have to make sure you don't tear. Not too much of a risk with this heavy Whisper White, but you still need to be careful. And then we're going to take our lid and do the same thing. And again, you want to burn it, you want to fold toward the mountain. When you score your paper, you have a mountain and you have a valley side. You want to fold it toward the mountain. It seems kind of counterintuitive, but that is the way you do it. So I'm going to put my piece of this designer series paper. This is 1 7/8 by 3 1/4, and I have used the Simply Elegant designer series paper. It's not a holiday paper. It's not. This is out of the annual catalog, but I absolutely love this paper. Every side has some metallic on it. The piece we're using is gold, silver, white, and copper. There's gold and white. There's gray and gold. There's vanilla and gold and black. There's gray. That's really pretty with silver and gold. And this one I like the black, the copper, silver flowers. My last class, all occasion class, we used that paper to make really simple, really beautiful birthday cards. Okay, where did my piece of, oh, come on, where did it go? Is it stuck here? I just had this piece. Where did it go? Oh, come on. Okay, well, I guess I will cut another piece. Let's bring the trimmer back in. You know what? I will find it as soon as I cut it. You know that. Giving one more look. Nope, not finding it. Okay, it'll show up. So this piece is, like I said, it is 1 7/8. There's 1, there's 1 1/2, 1 3/4, 1 7/8, and we are going to cut that. And then it is 3 1/4 inches long. So note to self, next time, glue it on before I talk about it. Before I pull the big pack of paper out. Okay, so we're going to put that on here. I'm going to use my Stamp and Seal. And we will put this right on here like that. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to put the box together. It'll go like this. The little tabs will go on the inside like this. Okay. And for this, you want to use something that's going to give you a little extra strength. So the Tombow is nice, as is the Stamp and Seal Plus. The nice part about this glue is it gives you just a little bit of time for a little bit of wiggle room. Okay. Okay. Oops, that was a little heavy on the glue on that side. So, there we go. There's that. Now we will attach this onto here. I'm going to put this right on here. And there you go. I think this would be perfect for little candies or something along that line. Okay, so now, let me see, where is, okay, I'm using now to tie it together the Simply Elegant trim. I have about 20 inches of this. I know I don't need this much, but I wanted to give myself plenty of time or plenty of length to tie it with, okay? You could use ribbon. I could have used the gold ribbon. I thought that was a little overkill. Could have used white twine. I did baker's twine. I didn't think that was quite dressy enough. So I went with the, this was from another roll, the end of the roll. This is the Simply Elegant trim. It's a pack of 2. It comes with the gold and the silver. So, you know, I'm just gonna put a kind of a nice little bow on here because I'll have to open this up to put goodies in here. I think some Hershey Nuggets might be good in here, some kind of holiday candy. Plus it's easier to tie when there's a little bit of weight in it. But there you go, and I can trim that off, just a little bit there. But that'll stay closed then while we work on it, the rest. Okay, now we're gonna work on decorating it. I have used the gingerbread dies. I used these 2 dies here, the 2 stars, the outline, and then the one that's all scalloped to make my, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pull that out of the view, to make our star. These are the gingerbread dies. And I die cut the star out of this glimmer paper. This is Bedazzling specialty paper. It was from Celebration. A lot of you probably have it, or you have something very similar. And initially I was just going to put this right on here, but you know, it didn't have enough contrast, so I decided to put it on a white background to make it pop a little bit more. So I'm going to use, again, going back to my Tombow, put the smallest little dot in the center and on each of the 5 points, right there. Where are my, there we go. This will make it much easier to handle. And put it right on this white background. There we go. I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. Put that right there. Now I have a strip, but again, I used all thick Whisper White for this. This is 1 1/4 inches thick, and I'm not going to use the whole thing. I just leave it. To finishes it off a little bit. And I am going to stamp with VersaMark and Heat Emboss. There we go. The sentiment. Okay. So let me see here. I am going to, oops, let me get my little mat. This sentiment, the stars are shining brightly, are from the Stars Are Shining stamp set. This has a coordinating punch too that punches out a lot of these stars. It's really a pretty one, but I thought it was perfect for this. So I'm going to use VersaMark. If you're not familiar, VersaMark is like a clear ink, okay? And that's what we use to heat emboss. So I'm going to, you won't see this very much, but I'm going, and here I'm going to stamp it right on my strip, okay? There we go. And I don't know if you can see it or not. You may not be able to, but there is some clear ink on there. I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to pull out my embossing powder. This is gold embossing powder, and I just dump it in a container because this makes it so much easier to use. Okay, like that. Don't make as big a mess. I better go over that one more time. I've got a couple of spots that I didn't get. You want to make sure it's all well covered with embossing powder. Then I like to take a really thin paintbrush and kind of brush this extra off, okay? Because if you don't, when you heat emboss, it will be stuck on there. So I'm gonna go around here. There we go. There we are. And before you get out your heat embossing, your embossing gun, your heat gun, make sure you put your lid on your powder so it doesn't blow all over. So this is going to be a little bit loud if you're not familiar with this, but you watch this. Right now it's kind of a dull powder on there, but as I heat it, it's going to get bright and shiny. So you'll watch. I'm going to kind of do this close to the camera so maybe you can see what happens, okay? Here we go. So I don't know if you could see it change or not, but now it's bright and shiny instead of kind of dull. Okay, let me set my heat gun over there. And it's still a little warm. And that's another advantage to having a longer piece to work with, is the heat gun is hot, okay? Now I'm going to take my star, and what I'll do is I'll put it on here right about like that, okay? So I'm going to cut it off about there. It's all the more technical I got. So I'm going to use a little bit of this Stamp and Seal. I'm going to put this right on here like that, and there we go. Now where are I had them here. They're probably with that piece of Designer Series paper. I'm looking for my dimensionals. I'm not finding them, so I'll pull some more out of the drawer here. Okay. See, this is going to go on like this. I just want to make sure I don't go right on my tie there. I'm going to put like one here, and one over here, baby. Put one here. We'll put one over here. And then we'll put one right off here. I just don't want it on my ribbon if I can help it. And this, we are about done with this. Oh, I see my other package, my other sheet of dimensionals. Oh well. And there we go. Now you have a cute little box that you could use at your holiday table and put some little treats in there for folks to take home. So I really hope you like this project. And I will see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Take care, everybody. Bye now.